So when you're ready, feel free to make your way to a comfortable seated posture. And take a little time to maybe lengthen your back up a little bit and soften the muscles around your neck and shoulders. Have you ever felt despondent? Have you ever felt like giving up? This is the question that, or this is how Arjuna in the Bhagavad Gita feels right at the start of the story. He feels like giving up. He has a fight that he must fight. It's his dharma, it's his duty to fight. He's a warrior. And the people he's fighting have done him wrong. But they're also his relatives. They're also people that he cares about, even though they've done him wrong. And he has his doubts. Wouldn't you have doubts about fighting somebody that you cared about? And this opens up this Bhagavad Gita, which is one of the most popular stories in the Indian tradition. On seeing his friends and relatives positioned on both sides, so two armies with friends and relatives of his, both fighting against each other, Arjuna was overcome with pity and said despondently, "O Krishna, my limbs fail me, my mouth is parched, my body is shaking, and my hair stands on end, seeing my relatives gathered here and anxious to fight." Haven't you ever felt that way at times? Shaking, maybe. Limbs are not strong. All of the courage kind of pulled out from you. And yoga is an opportunity to restore our energy so that we can return to whatever our job is in this world, in this lifetime. Whatever it is that our duty, whatever it is that life calls us to do, sometimes we lose energy. And yoga gives us the opportunity to realign ourselves with the energies of the universe, take them back in so that we have some physical energy, some mental clarity to continue to do whatever it is that we are called to do here in our lifetime, our sacred duty. So let's take a moment to just sit and open ourselves up to this kind of energy that's around us, to feel it, to feel a sense of being here. Maybe just checking out the flow of our breathing. There's times when we have to do things, and there's times when we don't have to do anything. And yoga, the way we'll do it this afternoon, is an opportunity for us to take advantage of not doing anything. In our society, we think we have to do. But yoga is about being. In fact, if you want to, you could spend this whole class simply lying down or simply sitting, if that's what your body is asking you for. If you need to lie down, you could lie down at any time. And if you want to just sit, that's fine too. So we'll just continue to sit maybe for another minute in silence. Just kind of recognizing what's going on in your own body-mind with kind of openness and spaciousness. Okay, and as you're ready, we could begin to do some circles. Just circling our torso around our legs. And noticing how your back feels as you move. And feel free to change the direction of your circle. You can circle the opposite direction if you like. And then coming back to center. And if you'd like to interlace your fingers, we can interlace our fingers. We're reaching them forward. And maybe lifting our arms up over our head as we breathe in. And as we breathe out, lowering our hands about shoulder height. Just breathing in. And breathing out. Breathing in. And breathing out. Continue to go at your own pace. And then when you're ready, feel free to bring your hands back down. Just rest for a few moments here. And then we could do some shoulder rolls if you like, just circling your shoulders around. Either direction. Circle the opposite direction if you want to. And then circling our head. I just bring my chin to one shoulder and then down towards my sternum and up to my other shoulder. Just noticing any feelings in your neck that you might have here. And then when you're ready, let's make our way to standing. And we'll do our first sun salutation. Taking a moment to notice how it feels to stand up. Just opening up, externally rotating our shoulders. Just kind of drawing our palms out, lifting our sternum up, lengthening our spine up. And then drawing our palms together, extending them away and up. Just reaching up towards the ceiling. And then releasing our arms down and folding our body in half. Just kind of bringing our hands down towards our feet, opening up the back side of our body. You may want to shake your head a little bit, just kind of loosen up the neck muscles. And then bringing your hands all the way down to the floor. Feel free to bend your knees here and step your left foot all the way back, lowering your left knee down, and just settling in here, just kind of softening the muscles around the tops of your legs, softening your shoulders a little bit, softening your abdominal muscles. And then sliding or stepping your right foot back to meet your left. And drawing your heels down towards the mat. And just breathing here. Just see how that feels in your body to be in this upside down form. And then as you're ready, bringing your knees down. Engaging your core, bringing your abdomen all the way down to the mat. Exhaling fully. Rest for a moment and then lifting up your head, neck, shoulders. Just pressing lightly into your hands or even releasing your hands from the ground. And then pressing back up. It's engaging your core as you press back up. Curling your toes under your feet and lifting your knees up. Maybe straightening your knees a little bit. Although you could bend your knees too. Okay, when you're ready, look forward. Step your left foot forward, lowering your right knee down and just settling in here again. See if you can soften the muscles around your hips. Softening the muscles around your core. Breathing down deep. And then sliding or stepping your right foot forward. You can have your hands by your toes, or if you want to bring them up to your shins, just lengthening out your back. Either way is fine. And then reaching your arms out to the side and making your way back up to standing. Continuing to move your arms up over your head. Locking your thumbs, lengthening upwards. A little back bend here if you want. And then palms together in front of your heart. And rest. Just soften the muscles here. So see if we can, on this next one, pay particular attention to the transition between each of these different poses. Just kind of maintaining a kind of mindfulness of your body between each of the transitions of the poses. So starting out by bringing our palms together, extending forward and up, and folding forward. Exhale. And then stepping your right foot back. Maybe lifting your head up a little bit. Inhale. On the next exhale, stepping your left foot back. When you're ready, begin to lower your knees, ribs, and chin all the way down. Exhale fully. And then inhale your head, neck, and shoulders up. And exhale back into downward dog. This upside down V shape. Sliding or stepping your right foot forward. Inhale. And sliding or stepping your left foot forward. Exhale. Reaching your arms out to the sides, then up. Inhale. And bringing your palms together in front of your heart. Exhale. Okay, one more. Inhale. Bringing your arms up. So opening up the front side of your body. And then exhale, opening up the back side of your body. Inhale, stepping your left foot back. Opening up the front side of your body. Exhale, step your right foot back. Opening up the back side of your body. Lower down, knees, ribs, and chin. All the way down. Inhale up. Opening up the front side. Exhale, downward dog to open up the back side. Stepping the left foot forward, opening up the front. Right foot forward, opening up the back. Lifting the arms up overhead, little back bend, opening up the front. And exhaling, palms together, back to center. Hatha, that's what hatha means, is sun and moon. And it has to do with this balance. These two sides of our body. One way to interpret this, we have two sides in our body. The open side, front side, open that up. We're also opening up the back side. So let's just rest here in mountain pose. See if you can find some solidity in your posture. And grounding your feet into the floor. Okay, let's try tree pose. For this one, you can bring one foot up into your leg someplace. It could be up high on your leg or down lower if you'd like. It could be down here or up higher. Feel free to hold on to a wall if you need to, or a chair if you have a chair. And then palms together in front of your heart, lengthening your spine up, and drawing your knee behind you. You can press it behind you if you want to. Hands can go out to the sides or up. And just breathing here. And maybe holding for maybe another 5 seconds or so. And really being mindful of this transition. As we transition out of the pose, first beginning with our hands, feeling all the sensations in your arms as you lower them down, releasing your legs slowly, and lowering that one down. And then coming into standing. Just kind of feel what it is like to have both feet on the ground. Let's try the other leg. Let's try the other side. Just let your body guide you here. Want to find a sense of balance, of ease. You could keep your hands at your heart or lift them up somewhere. like the trunk of a tree or the branches of the tree. And breathe. Don't forget to smile, enjoy your practice. 3, 2, 1. And then bring the hands back to the heart. And back to the sides. Releasing the foot. And resting. Feel free to soften your shoulders. Let's try one more balancing pose. So this next one, if you'd like, again, if you want to hold on to a wall, you could. It's maybe catching one foot. Kind of bringing it in towards your sit bone. You might feel a little stretch in the front part of your leg here. And then when you're ready, bringing one arm out and pushing your foot into your hand. Sometimes it's helpful to look at one spot on the floor to keep balance. And holding for 3, 2, 1. And release. Slowly. So when we maintain that kind of attention as we come out of the pose, it helps to maintain the energy, the life force, the prana that's inside of us. Let's try the other side. Catching your other foot. Use your other arm for balance. And then pushing your foot into your hand. You decide how much to push your foot into your hand. Please don't feel like you have to do it like I'm doing it. Especially if you feel wobbly or shaky, you can always do less. Sometimes less is more. And holding 3, 2, 1. And then coming out of the pose slowly. Release the foot. And again, take a moment to notice how it feels to have both feet solid on the ground. See if you notice any internal shifts here. Remember, we have this opportunity to use these postures to help us to regain our energy, regain our strength, regain our clarity of mind. Sometimes we lose it, we expend energy, and now this is an opportunity to regain it, to allow it to come back. Okay, when you're ready, go ahead and lie down on your back, on the floor. Feel free to lie down on your back and rest. Just resting your body, softening the muscles in your legs and arms and abdomen, your face. As I mentioned at the beginning of the class, you can stay in this form if you want to, for the whole class. You can stay here for the rest of the class if you want to. And it's by softening the muscles in our body, consciously softening our muscles, that they are able to stretch. Okay, if you'd like, roll over onto your abdomen. And then we'll rest on our abdomen. You could use your arms like a pillow, or just have your head straight on the floor. And rest here. And then as you're ready, feel free to bring your chin or forehead to the mat. Hands underneath your shoulders for Cobra. Bring our feet together. And begin to lift your spine. Use your back muscles to lift your spine up. Just kind of pressing lightly into your hands, elbows close to your body. You decide how high to lift up your head and hold. We're just engaging the muscles in our back. It's so good for correcting back problems, spinal problems. Just opening up our rib cage here as we lift up our head. Breathing into our ribs. Let's lower back down for a few moments. Rest. And then as you're ready, begin to lift up again. So lifting up, opening up, drawing your shoulders back, drawing your elbows towards your sides. Breathe into your sternum. This is very good for counteracting symptoms of depression. Make sure to breathe deeply here into your ribs. And then lowering your head back down. Okay, one more time. As you're ready, beginning to lift your head and breathe. If you want to, you could bend your knees, reach behind you, and take hold of your feet or ankles and push your feet into your hands for bow pose. This is totally optional. You don't have to do it. Just one possibility. Feel free at any point here to lower your head and knees back down. I'm just kind of balancing on my abdomen. And when you're ready, go ahead and lower back down, resting on your abdomen, resting your head, arms, legs, your whole body. Okay, come on into child's pose, just to give our back a little stretch. So for this one, we start on our hands and knees and just sit back on our heels, stretching our arms, stretching our hands up towards the top of the mat. Our forehead comes down. Breathing deeply into your abdomen. And then coming back up onto all fours, maybe up onto your knees. We'll do one more back bend. So this is camel. You start out with your toes on the ground. So it's kind of sitting on your knees. And then taking one hand, kind of bending a little bit, leaning back to grab hold of your one ankle, and then your other hand taking hold of your other ankle. Lifting your chin up, opening up your ribs. And then coming out of the pose, start by lifting your head up, lowering your sit bones down, walking your hands forward, and then have a seat. Feel free to have a seat. Bring both legs forward for a couple of forward bends now. So we've been doing some back bends, now we do some forward bends. You start out by raising one knee up and then bringing it onto the inside of your leg, just like with tree pose, except now we're sitting down. And then with our arms, just reaching our arms forward towards our toes, and maybe even kind of tucking your chin in a little bit, and lowering your forehead towards your leg. Now see if you can keep your back from collapsing. See if you can prevent your back from collapsing down like so. Lengthening it forward and up. This is where the benefits can come from. It's by lengthening our back, feeling that pull in the back of your leg rather than in your low back. It is possible to overstretch your low back, so we want to be real mindful not to hurt ourselves in the process of stretching the muscles. And just breathe in here. See if you can rest your extended leg. And continue to work on extending your spine, lengthening your spine. And then as you're ready, beginning to lift your head. And let's switch to the other leg. Toes pointing up, reaching forward. Don't worry if you can't touch your toes. I've been doing these for a while, and for some reason, when I first started practicing yoga, I could barely touch my knees. And just working at this every day, I'm able to touch my toes, but it's not like some kind of miracle. This really just has to do with daily practice. And it's because of pain in my own body, in my back and my knees, that I started doing yoga. Okay, and when you're ready, feel free to come back up to a seated posture. And this next one, I'm going to give you an option to do one of two poses, or you can do both of them if you want to. The first one is called Malasana, the garland pose, where you kind of come into a squat and press your elbows into your knees. So you can have your hands on the floor, just kind of pressing your elbows into your knees to widen your knees. So open up your hips a little bit. And maybe you bring your hands together in front of your heart. You can try that if you want. Just kind of squatting. Some people have a hard time getting their heels down. That's okay. You don't have to have your heels on the ground. So you can continue in this pose, or if you want to try crow pose, this is an arm balancing pose, and it's quite challenging for many of us, including myself. I just thought maybe I'd add it in here. Don't feel like you have to do it, but for crow, put your palms down on the mat, and you try to get your
knees up on as high as you can up on your arms. You can kind of straighten your legs a little bit, and just kind of balancing your knees on your triceps, lifting one foot and then the other foot. I found the key with, for me anyways, with crow, is to really use a lot of strength in your shoulders. Really engage your shoulders as you do that. So, you can feel free to come in and out of these poses as you're doing them. Crow is kind of rough on the wrist, so just kind of like doing a back bend with your wrists can be helpful to stretch out those muscles a little bit. Maybe a front bend too. And if you want to try it again, you can try crow again, or if you want to do malasana, you can do malasana. Either way is fine. If you do crow, really focus on engaging your shoulders here. Kind of spreading your fingers wide. Breathe. And then coming back out of it. And feel free to, again, stretch your legs forward. We're going to reach our arms up overhead, locking our thumbs, and then folding forward over both legs. Here too, again, before you begin to collapse your back, lengthen. See if you can lengthen out from the center of your back. Resting your chin in towards your sternum, lengthening the back of your neck. And then release. And then from here, engage our core muscles to come down onto our back. So reaching your arms out and slowly lowering your spine down, one vertebra at a time. And rest it. Take a moment to notice the contact your backside is making with the floor. All right, we'll do a little spinal twist. So interlacing your hands and bringing them underneath your head, bringing your knees into your ribs, and then lowering your knees down to one side. Nice spinal twist. See if you can keep your core muscles engaged here a little bit and your shoulders on the floor. And then bringing the knees back up and rolling over to the other side. Knee is going to the other side of your body.
Just enjoying any sense of ease that may come into your body. You might have a feeling, some feelings of ease here, and just kind of allowing them to be there for the time being. And then back to center. Bringing our feet close to our body and lifting and kind of peeling your low back off of the mat. You can stretch your arms out over your head if you want, or keep them at your side as you lift your hips up towards the ceiling for a bridge pose. Maybe pressing the back of your head into the ground. That helps to prevent overstretching your neck muscles. Squeezing your shoulder blades together a little bit and pressing your head into the ground, the back of your head. And holding for maybe another 15 seconds. You might feel some engagement in the tops of your legs in this pose. Also your low back. Maybe your neck. If you're really pressing your head into the ground, you'll feel some engagement also in your neck, upper back. And as you're ready, go ahead and lower your back down, one vertebrae at a time. And softening the muscles in your legs and your neck, back, and rest. We'll go right into our deep relaxation phase of the class. So feel free to add a layer of clothes if you want to. Deep relaxation helps us to reap the benefits of all the yoga we've been doing so far. Remembering, keeping with this theme of restoration, restoring our body, restoring our mind, so that we can serve others. That's really the point of yoga, to restore our body and mind so that we can better serve our families and our community. So we could ask the question, what is it that I can do for you? And to really mean it. So as we come into this deep relaxation, you're welcome to circle your feet around your ankles and your hands around your wrists. And then making fists with your hands, squeeze your arms tightly, squeeze your legs tightly, lift your arms up, your head up, and your legs up, all together at once. Take a breath in and hold it, squeeze everything, and release. Rest. Softening your legs and your arms, your whole body, just letting your whole body rest here.
watching your mind, your feelings, any thoughts, just let them come, let them go, like clouds in the sky, not holding on to the good thoughts or trying to push away the bad ones. Be the witness, just watch. Okay, as you're ready, begin to roll your legs and arms a little bit. Feel free to stretch your legs out and your arms out. Rolling over to the left side of your body. If you need to stay resting longer on your back, you're always welcome to do that longer. Eventually making your way up to a seated posture for a closing meditation. Coming into some stillness. Notice any changes in the way your body feels at this moment. Catching your breath, finding your breath. And anytime your mind wavers from your breathing, just see if you can bring it on back. This helps to begin to concentrate our mind. we can close with the 4 vows if you like. In English, one time. Beings are numberless. I vow to free them. Delusions are inexhaustible. I vow to end them. Dharma gates are boundless. I vow to enter them. The Buddha way is unsurpassable. I